division. It features the Olympian Terrell Gausha against George Sosa. We are going 8 rounds in this fight. And here is a look at Terrell Gausha. He's 12-2 in his career. Those 2 losses coming in that World Series of Boxing, and that's another story altogether, which we'll get into during the course of the fight. But this guy seems to be getting better every time out.
Yeah, he's improving, and that's what you want to see out of a prospect like Gausha. You know, he's an Olympian, so obviously there's going to be more pressure to look better than your average prospect. And, you know, Gausha at times have looked a little suspect, and at times he's looked better. But the important thing is he's progressed, and he's come along. You see him with a highlight reel type knockout here on these highlights.
But tonight he fights a guy, been in there a little bit more. This is one of those crossroads kinds of fights for both he and Spence tonight. Fighting a guy that's just got a little bit more experience than he does in George Sosa. Now, it has to be said, Sosa took this fight on a very short notice. But the other thing that has to be said, he's got 13 wins, and all of them have come by way of knockout.
All of them have come by way of knockout against less than stellar opposition. He's got 5 losses anytime he has stepped up. But the important thing is here, 2 of those 5 losses were very close, could have been disputed decisions against some pretty good prospects. So you'll see how he progresses tonight as well, with yet another chance to take on a high-level prospect.
All right, let's take a look at the tail of the tape, see how these 2 match up with one another. And even though George Sosa is the more experienced of the 2, he's only a year older. Otherwise, not a lot to choose. Going to be a reach advantage for Sosa, but Sosa said he's going to come right at Gausha. He's going to look and see what he's got in the first round, and then after that, he wants to get him out of there. And that is the bottom line on our first fight of the evening. And with that, we will take you to the center of the ring for the first time tonight. And here's the ring announcer, Joe Martinez.
Here we go, 8 rounds of boxing, this scheduled in the middleweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. Wearing red trimmed in white, he weighted officially 156 1/2 pounds. A veteran of the ring, he brings 13 victories with 5 defeats, all 13 wins coming by way of knockout from Reading, PA. Here is El Terrible, George Sosa. And next is opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner. Wearing the colors of the United States of America, red, white, and blue. He weighed officially 157 3/4 pounds and brings a record that stands at 12 victories, 2 defeats, and 6 knockout wins. From Cleveland, Ohio, here is the 2012 U.S. Olympian, Terrell Gausha. Referee in charge of the action, Rafael Ramos.
Okay, guys, you see the pre-fight instructions. Recibiste las instrucciones. Protect yourself. Protégete todo el tiempo. And remember, no one is more professional than I. Let's do it.
And with that, we are set to go. So we're going to see what George Sosa has. He does, as we said, have 13 knockouts, albeit against lesser opponents. Now, Gausha, on the other hand, has been hit and has been dropped. And it happened right here in this very city.
Yeah, it did. But hey, you know, it was a learning experience, he told us. You know, the important thing is he showed character in that fight. He got up and won the remaining rounds and took that decision. So you'd rather get that out of the way and know that you can react to it and learn from it.
Sosa, on the other hand, said, I'm not impressed with Gausha. I'll see what he's got in the first round.
Sosa promised us to start fast, actually. So if we get what he says, we'll have an exciting beginning here.
Yeah.
Both guys have tried out establishing the jab thus far.
Gausha knew about this fight, he said, for about a week. Said he was in the process of preparing for another fight. I mean, if you just talk about form, you look at Gausha, he looks like a guy that's been around the ring a little bit. He's got his gloves high, stays busy.
Yes, both guys with that high hands posture right now. Sosa trying to be a little more aggressive here. Gausha still in the measuring stage. He's doing a couple of hooks, but both guys still have yet to land something that really shows anything.
Yeah, really kind of a feeling out round.
Yeah. And a lot of times with these feeling out rounds, you try to see how much you can establish your jab, and then from there you'll let go of the harder punches. Gausha has a short right hand.
Pretty good jab in this first round, actually, for Gausha, and then a right hand to the body. And there's an overhand right, and Sosa was open for it.
Triple up the left hook there. You see some of that pedigree with the combinations like that.
Fight being fought entirely in the center of the ring here in this first round.
In the battle with the jabs, Gausha just a bit more accurate, a bit more polished with his. Sosa's tried to come out with a couple of right hands. He's kind of forced them, though. You know, a lot of times he's come up short, or he's actually smothered them. So, you know, Gausha doing a better job of establishing distance as he doubles and triples up the right hand there.
Yeah, he's really starting to find a home for the right hand.
It's not just finding the home for it, he's finding a home for it at the right distance so that he can get the maximum leverage he wants out of it, as opposed to when Sosa's landed right hands, they haven't really been at the proper distance where he can maximize his leverage.
Good body work from Gausha. Gausha, all in all, a very effective first round. 10 seconds remaining. So an effective first round, I thought, for Gausha.
Great first round.
Well, Golden Boy on Fox is brought to you tonight by Corona La Cerveza Más Fina and by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
Saca para atrás rápido. Entonces, a la misma vez, cuando tú lo tocas abajo, búscale el soplado por encima, porque sigue bajando la mano. Tócalo abajo, búscale el soplado por encima. ¿Ok? Está bajando la mano cuando tú lo tocas, pero sigue tocando en el cuerpo. Vuelve a salir.
So the opening round, Gausha, we talked about distance from the proper distance for the right hand. Same shot here, different angle. Establishes that distance with that jab, and then let's go with the right hand at the good distance. And there you go. You see him following up with a couple of double and triple hooks there. Two right hands here. Again, it's about throwing the right hand at the proper distance so that you can maximize the leverage and the weight behind it. He did a lot better job with that than Sosa did in the first round.
Yeah, and I thought he got better as the round went on. So this is round 2. We're scheduled for 8. Sosa did not show a whole lot in that first round. Sosa says he's been looking for the marquee fight. He's been fighting a lot in his native Santo Domingo, and he said he just can't find fights down there.
Well, when you get an opportunity like this, if you're Sosa, you want to take advantage. He's got to find a way to find an answer for that Gausha jab. Gausha right now controlling him with the jab, and it's allowing him to not only set up his own offense, but also to keep Sosa off balance from setting up his own shots.
It's a very good jab, straight. Got a little snap to it.
You see Sosa again, he's too far away with that right hand. He's smothering himself there. Just can't seem to find the proper distance. He needs to keep those punches in a little shorter if he's going to get inside like that. Some blood dripping from the nose of Sosa now. Dripping from that Gausha jab.
That's a good jab. He'll paw with it a couple times, and they'll snap it out there.
Well, of course, he's mixing the speed on it, and then you want to see that. You don't want to always throw the same kind of jab out there because the guy can get the timing on it and counter over the top of it. So Gausha, you know, at times he'll paw with it and measure with it, and at times he'll put some weight behind it and really snap it. But it'll keep a guy like Sosa from getting the rhythm on the timing on it. So while he mixes up with a little short left hook too. You like to see Gausha getting a little creative with the left hand now as the rounds progress. He's starting to open up a little more and getting more confident. So there, you want to see Sosa throwing a little shorter. Gausha throws offense within his offense.
And you can see Gausha will snap his punches a lot more than Sosa.
And that's because Sosa's too wide on the inside. He's opening up and Gausha's punching inside of him.
Oh, that was a good left hand by Gausha.
Gausha now getting confident as the round progresses. He's starting to tee off a little more. Sosa's game, but he's just not the proper technique here. He's outgunned.
30 seconds remaining here in the second round. A round that has been completely controlled by Terrell Gausha.
And again, not the proper distance. Gausha doing a good job of smothering, but Sosa has to create some distance here. Maybe he can bump off Gausha when he gets inside like that. If he's smothering himself, you know, you want to create proper distance. You bump your man off. He's not doing that.
Coming down to the final 10 seconds of round two, a round that was dominated by the Olympian Terrell Gausha. We're coming back.
We talked about the Gausha jab, and there it is right there. Great way to not only set up his offense, it also keeps Sosa off balance from setting up his own offense. And heavy jabs like that will do a number on the face of Sosa, as you saw the blood streaming down the nose of it, and also, like I said, prevent him from setting up things, because it'll keep him frustrated.
Yeah, clearly the difference in the fight, the jab of Gausha. Sosa also has a tendency to push his punches a little bit. And right back to work with the jab. A wild right hand misses.
You'd like to start seeing Gausha now transition that defense into offense. We saw him do it once or twice earlier on, about punching inside of Sosa's offense when Sosa got too wide. He's getting chances to do that again, and he's covering up nicely when Sosa does throw, but if he can punch inside of him, really you'll catch your man coming and really do double the damage.
And there are your CompuBox stats. They're brought to you by ThrowdownFantasy.com. Draft fighters, track stats, and win. And the number is not really impressive on either side of the ledger. Low connect percentage really for both guys so far in this fight. Sosa was there for a left hand, but Gausha didn't really get it.
Chance right there, lazy jab by Sosa. Maybe Gausha can come over the top of it with a right hand. He's doing a great job when he leads. He's doing a great job covering up when Sosa does get off. And now if he can transition that defense into offense, that counter-punching can really shock an opponent.
I think Sosa may be getting a little bit gassed, too. He's doing a lot more grabbing, and Gausha working the body a lot more. Could be starting to take a toll.
Absolutely, and there it is. There's a right hand over the top of the jab. You'll get more opportunities as your opponent gets winded. That's when you can really hurt your man, too, you know? You come over the top, he's thinking offense, and you walk into a big punch.
Body shot, the right hand again. The pattern of this fight really getting more clear as the fight goes on. It's all been Gausha, I should say, as Sosa's not been able to generate any offense. True right hand there, though, that got there. And that backs Gausha into the ropes. Best effort of the fight, but too little. We're coming back.
At A&W.
We talked about the need for Gausha to punch inside of Sosa's offense. You see an example of it right there as Sosa tries to establish his own jab. Gausha gets underneath it, throws two body shots, and comes over the top of the hook to the head. So, again, you see a little bit more of that. You'll see Gausha getting more opportunities to do that as Sosa begins to wear down and tire out.
This is round 4. We're scheduled for 8. And I think Sosa was starting to get at least a little bit gassed in that last round. Now, he did get there with the right hand toward the end of the round. We'll see what that does for him from a confidence standpoint. I think Gausha probably is liking having the rounds. He knows he's controlling the fight.
Yeah, this almost becomes like a sparring session in some ways, you know. Unless Sosa can do something to turn it around. This is Gausha basically getting rounds and working on some things he wants to work on. And, you know, again, like we said earlier in the show, just seeing the improvements that these guys make in each fight. You know, he can work on some things.
That right hand miss cutting the gloves, and that one drives Gausha back into the ropes. I didn't really see a big punch there, but Gausha started going back to it.
he just wanted to get out of the danger zone, maybe reset. Back on the jab, and again establishing it. When in doubt, just jab. And then Gausha knows that rule.
Or rather, Sosa being a little bit more aggressive here in this fourth round.
He is. I think maybe he got some confidence at the end of the second round with the punches. He was able to get the attention of Gausha. But Gausha, you know, going back to establishing the jab, going back to what he was doing, that allowed him to be successful.
Gausha getting a little bit more in the pocket, but I don't know who that better serves.
Well, if Sosa can shoot. Oh,
there was a huge right hand. Biggest punch of the fight by far. Sosa just trying to tie him up, takes another left hand.
Best punch of the fight by Gausha there. He landed some good ones, but that one's the best one.
And Sosa having a conversation with Rafael Ramos, and something to do with the glove, and we'll see. Not sure that would have prevented that punch from getting there.
Yeah, I know. I wonder what's going on here. Is it tear? They're saying the glove is coming off. Something. Now he's got his mouthpiece on the ground.
Well, this is, needless to say, a big break for Sosa, really. And he's trying to react to the audience who starts to boo him, saying, "This is not my fault."
His hand was coming out of the glove, I guess. And that, you know, see a replay of earlier in this round when Gausha got his attention. I mean, this is just a few seconds before it had to stop the action. It seems like the glove is coming off of Sosa, but that's a problem with the way they wrapped his hands and with the way they gloved him up, because a glove that small should not be sliding off of you. It shouldn't be sliding out like that, especially if you tie it right and tape it up right.
He tried to tell Rafael Ramos that one time, and then he went back to the action, and then the next time.
Don't get me wrong. Sometimes it happens when you're in a clinch and you try to pull your arm out, and the guy's got your hand stuck underneath his arm, like in his armpit kind of thing. You know, you try to pull it out and your hand comes out. Usually that happens with bigger gloves when you're sparring. Smaller gloves, if you tie them correctly and you tape them up, those things won't come off.
So he gets a chance for a long rest after taking a pretty good shot, but so too does Gausha.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's surprising that the glove is coming out. He's saying, look, my glove is coming off, my glove is coming off, but it's surprising. You don't usually see that with those small gloves. It must be a problem with the way they gloved them up or tied the gloves back in the dressing room.
So this is taking a considerable amount of time, and Sosa, again, is kind of apologizing to the crowd here. Well, a reminder that you can join the discussion here. Follow us on Twitter at Golden Boy Boxing, hashtag Golden Boy Live. And I think now we're ready to go. So whatever happened, it didn't have anything to do with the fact that Gausha got there with a very good punch. So final 10 seconds of this round after about a minute and a half for Sosa to adjust his gloves. We'll take a break as well. We're coming back. We welcome you back. Round 5 of this 8-round fight, a fight that's been dominated by the Olympian Terrell Gausha against what appears to be an outman George Sosa. But to Sosa's credit, he's trying.
Yeah, he's been game. He's been outgunned, but he's been game. Again, maybe that's what caused the glove to slide out. You see the holding right there. But again, if the glove is tied correctly, these small gloves usually don't come off. Although you see what could have caused it, regardless. You see his glove getting caught up inside that clinch.
Sosa, like we said, Sosa's trying. He just
He just needs to get that distance the right way. He gets himself so close, and then he wants to punch so badly, but in his excitement to get off, he actually smothers his work.
Good body shot.
Say the same thing. Gausha's abandoned the jab a little bit now. He's walking straight in, looking to rip the body of Sosa. Want to maintain Gausha there. He may have some success here anyway with the combinations, but again, you like to see him go back to the jab as he just did right there. And cut the distance behind that jab, and there he goes.
Yeah, that's what got him the first
that's
2-3 rounds.
Yeah, that's Gausha's bread and butter, that stiff jab.
Left hand, pretty good one. He turned that one over. Added a little sound effects to his punches now, too.
Yeah, and some more violence, some more weight behind him. He's looking to make a statement this round. I think he's had enough of Sosa.
That was a good left hand at the top of the head after 2 body shots.
See if Sosa can resist here. So if there's a time to attack Gausha, it's right now. He just kind of, you know, expended some energy, throwing in some hard punches. He may try to be in that oxygenation process. Get back that wind.
And Rosa catches another left hand as we count down the end of round number 5, a fight that's been dominated by the Olympian.
We talked about the sound effects of Gausha's offense. Well, there was also some good punching in there, too. He was doing some yelling, but also got in some good offense. There's a good mustard behind those body shots there. And, you know, it's been something he's tried to establish as the rounds went on, is getting downstairs to the body a little bit.
So this is round 6, and Sosa's still here. As we said, Sosa took this fight on what he said was a week's notice. Double left hand. Just a few punches, but not much on them from Sosa.
Yeah, they're almost like tired punches. Yeah. The will is still there. It's just the skill isn't. Of course, being winded doesn't help either. Gausha now trying to mix in some feints. See if he can catch Sosa by surprise off something. Again, at this point, though, Sosa pretty much just set on defending himself. It's going to take a sharp counterpunch by Gausha if he's really going to hurt Sosa. So when Gausha gets off, Sosa kind of expects it and keeps those hands up. Not that it's not doing damage, but it's just not going to be able to hurt him the same way.
No, exactly. That was good left to the body, and another one.
I'd like to see Gausha set some traps and maybe see if he can walk Sosa into a bigger punch. He's throwing hard punches, but and those body shots certainly don't tickle. But Sosa is expecting the offense to come out of Gausha at this point. If he can maybe set some traps and make Sosa fall for them, maybe he can catch him with something clean.
Yeah, and there again, that's the difference between an experienced fighter who's been in there against experienced fighters and a guy who hasn't.
Well, it's part of the learning process, part of the learning curve. And we'll go back and see the tape of this. I don't think the win is in jeopardy tonight, but there's certain things he can work on. Oh, yeah, I love the body work, though, as he continues to stick to the body.
Does good body work and also has shown a very effective jab when he uses it. Now, do you feel, is it imperative for him to get his man out of here, or do you walk with what you can get?
Well, you don't want to risk the win, but you know, I think this is a guy that he can get out of there if he decide if he makes the right decisions in there right now. You know, and I don't think it's a matter of effort.
Well, he's got 2 rounds to do it as we come to the end of round number 6 and just another routine round for Terrell Gausha. We're coming back.
At A&W.
Well, this month, the Daytona 500 coming back to Fox. The world's best drivers competing in the Great American Race. It all starts with Speed Week beginning this Friday on Fox Sports 1. Then it's the Daytona 500, February 23rd, only on Fox. This is round 7 of this 8-round fight, and it's a fight that would be hard, I think, to even find so much as a round for Sosa. Gausha, this is more like round 1, really. Gausha just kind of showing the jab. You can look at the punches thrown through 5 rounds, and they're comparable, but look how many more connections Gausha has. And even at that, he's only 35%.
A lot of it is also because Sosa's been so committed to the defense and keeping his hands high. A lot of the shots Gausha lands aren't clean or are on the gloves, but he's landed his fair share of good shots as well. Yeah, he's got this good jab going here. You like to see him maybe mix it with some feints, get Sosa to bite off it as you get some good work inside there. Get Sosa to bite off the feint and really follow it up with a sharp punch. You know, you've seen him feint, you've seen him have sharp punches. You'd like to see him put that together. Maybe punch behind those sharp feints, like instantly.
Gausha in this round looks almost like he's waiting to counter here, waiting for Sosa to come to him.
Yeah, and maybe he's looking to set that trap, but you know, there's ways you do that. You can feint and actually not punch. You feint and get your guy to bite and maybe make him try to come forward and react to that feint. There's a sharp counter punch right there, and that's what you want to see. See, he's thinking in there. He's trying to set up his man. It's just a matter of doing it. It's a matter of Sosa cooperating.
So 40 seconds remaining here in round 7. Very little action really from either man in this round. Coming to the end of round number 7. Good right hand right there by Gausha. March 8th in Las Vegas. We'll be there for that one, and I don't think you're going to have to look for either one of those guys in that fight.
Nah. You see some highlights from that last round. There's an uppercut there by Gausha. A little short left one as well. And again, that's the work on the inside. Sosa gives him chances to work in there. He comes inside, he's a little bit wide, and Gausha punches inside with those wide arms of Sosa.
So this the 8th and final round, and we'll see if Terrell Gausha can close this deal with an emphasis. Fighting with a little bit more intent here in this round. And Sosa, as you said, I mean, the guy was game, has been game, came here with an idea, just not experienced enough to be able to execute it.
You know, he served his purpose as an opponent as far as the team of Gausha had in mind. You know, they got their man rounds, they got their man some experience. You know, it was a fight where I don't think the win has ever been in jeopardy, but at the same time, it's sort of a sparring session type of fight. As Gausha letting go of the heavy artillery again.
Yeah, right to the top of the head that Sosa was trying to point out to Rafael Ramos, and he just comes right back. Ramos Said, no problem. There's another right hand, and another one, and another one. 3, and then a right to the body, another right to the head, and now Sosa is in trouble. Sosa trying to hold on. He can't do it. He takes a left hand. And a right to the body again. And a left hand just misses.
Gausha saying if Sosa's not going to cooperate with the traps I'm setting, I'm just going to try to close the show myself by forcing it closed.
Plenty of time to do it. Not yet at the halfway point of the final round.
So at this point, trying to smother anything Gausha throws. I think he's resigned himself to the fact he will lose tonight. It's just a matter of can he last the distance. You see, he tries to step in and smother the work of Gausha.
Kind of think that Gausha maybe took the last round off, thinking that I'll just go all out in this round, try to get him out of here. And he's tried.
Yeah, I think he figures it's the last chance to try to get my man out of here. Might as well not save it for anything.
An uppercut just missed.
Everything Gausha's thrown this round has been pretty much with mean intentions. He's trying to close it.
Left hand right behind it, uppercut.
And again, you see Sosa trying to step in and smother the work. He's not really committing to any kind of offense here. He's trying to finish the round out.
And
just try to last the distance.
It won't take a lot, I don't think, to get him out of there, but I think your point is well taken.
When you have a man trying to survive, it's a little bit more difficult. As you see there again, he smothers and he actually clinches in there.
30 seconds remaining in this fight. And Sosa tries to punch back a little bit. Sosa's got absolutely no legs left at all. It would not take very much. A right hand, but the clock now is the ally of Sosa. 10 seconds remaining in this fight. And this one, it appears, will go into the hands of the judges, although I don't think there's any question about the outcome. It's over. I couldn't find a way to give a round to Sosa.
Me neither. He did well to last a distance, though.
Yeah, I thought he did too. So, yeah, what's to learn in this fight, you feel, from Terrell Gausha?
What's the points? Well, I'll tell you, Gausha, you'd like to see him try to think a little more as far as setting up his man. He definitely has the offensive will here, as you see the punches from the last round. This was basically he had nothing to save it for. So, of course, there's no use in setting traps or trying to get your man out of there any other way except by force. But, you know, earlier in the fight, you would have liked to see him be a little more creative with setting his traps. I saw him try it. You see some uppercuts there from the last round as well. I saw him try to set some traps. I'd like to see him work on that a little bit more in the gym, maybe, you know, be a little bit more creative with that kind of thing. But, you know, the will to get his man out of there, you know, he showed some spunk in that last round and trying to really, there was nothing left to save it for. So, you know, he did the best he could, but Sosa was resigned to surviving by that point.
Absolutely right. Tonight's CompuBox Stats are brought to you by ThrowdownFantasy.com. Draft fighters track stats and win. Here are the final punch stats, and you can see it was more than 2-1 in terms of punches landed by Terrell Gausha, and he got better as he went on. His percentage went up. Remember, the middle of the round, he was only at about 22, 23%. He got it up to 37% at the end. I would have to think this will be a very lopsided victory for Gausha. We've seen some strange things. I don't think this is going to be one of them.
Nah.
All right, let's take up the center of the ring. Joe Martinez with the decision. Joe?
Ladies and gentlemen, after 8 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards. We have a unanimous decision. Both judges Elizondo and Perez scored the bout 80-72. And Judge Ellis Johnson 79-73. All 3 for your winner by unanimous decision, Terrell Gausha.
So there's your winner, Terrell Gausha. He runs his record to 13 up and 2 down, still with 6 knockouts along the way, but he's another guy just taking another step. Let's kind of look back on how this fight went. Early on, a lot of feeling out. Very strong middle rounds for Gausha.
As you see the action, I don't think the outcome was ever in doubt. Gausha, it was all Gausha for most of the fight. It was just a matter of was he going to get his man out of here. And this was his best chance right here. I think it was round 4 or 5. He hurts Sosa badly, has him on basically on Queer Street here. But the glove came off. The glove got loose. They had to take time and reset Sosa's glove. Gausha got back to work as the rounds progressed. Very offensive-minded in the 8th round. Nothing to save it for, as we said. tried as best he could to get his man out of there, but you can see Sosa trying to step in and smother, cause clinches. He was resigned by that point and just trying to go the distance.
So Terrell Gausha is the winner here in San Antonio. We got a lot more boxing.